Hey guys, what's up? This is Rapid Starcraft, and I'm bringing you another game today. This time it's between OSI Seron, which is actually NEXSeron from the clan Nex, which is currently merged with ZenX, I believe. You probably remember them from the GSTL most effectively, but also have a lot of players in GSL, Code A and Code S currently. So this guy is a member of that clan, which is pretty awesome. And ZweinKranich, I am not sure exactly where he's from, but this is going to be a game from the Korean ladder. I believe at this time NEXSeron is a High Masters, actually no, High Diamond player, which is basically better than the rest of the world. So I approve that. He is a yellow Zerg, and he is spawning on the upper right hand corner of the map Daybreak. So you probably remember this map from the GSL, and I'm not sure if he's replying to ZweinKranich or not. Turn on the name tab just so we can make sure to remember this. But this is a Zerg versus Terran, and I typically think of this as a Zerg flavored map, but Terran usually do pretty well against Zerg, at least from what I've seen with the current metagame. So we are going to have Seron scouting the right direction. I believe that they have eliminated cross spawns from this. There is a proxy barracks coming out here from ZweinKranich. I'm going to have so much fun saying that name. So Zerg player up in supply, but currently that is all drones, and there's double proxy racks here right below his base. The rush distance from here is not that long. You come in from the side. There's an overlord out here to scout this, but I don't know. Seron is going to go hatch first, so we're going to see if the most economic, least aggressive build is going to be able to pull out ahead of ZweinKranich's early proxy bunker, or proxy racks into bunker play. So he's going to scout out with the Overlord. This is the version of the map where the supply depots, though neutral though they may be, are not there, and the drone from NEXSeron does go ahead and scout for racks behind here, just in case he's going to try to throw him off, and not seeing the racks in the base, that is going to throw him into panic mode. We're going to go ahead and check out the APM tab, which, if I can do that correctly, is going to show us exactly what his thoughts are right now. That bunker is placed right outside of the range of his hatchery, and the drone sees it, so Seron right now knows exactly what's going on, and that is not going to be very effective as far as the maximum effectiveness of the rush is concerned. One drone versus one marine loses pretty heavily, but all the drones come out. Not all the drones. There are still about 5 mining in the base, but they have surrounded that first marine. I believe it did get killed off, but they're going to take out the SCV building the second bunker at the cost of a couple drones. Is the SCV going to go down? Yes, the SCV goes down before the second bunker is completed. So that is going to take care of that first game. There are actually observers in here, so this must have been some sort of a custom game. I'm not sure exactly the circumstances here, but another SCV from the first bunker does come and complete the second bunker, so this is not looking good for Seron. He is just going to mine with his drones for the time being, throw down a couple of spine crawlers, and a third bunker going up for ZweinKranich. I'm not sure if that is the best play. Usually 3 bunkers set you behind pretty heavily. Just go ahead and salvage the second bunker, but right now we see not a whole lot of options here. The 2 Marines getting caught out as far as reinforcements are concerned, but they do get caught in range of that bunker, and they are sending the Marines out. I don't know if this is going to be able to finish. Yes, it is. The SCV is not killed off, and right now so many Zerglings lost. 12 supply. Does have two spine crawlers up, and I have no idea how Seron is going to take care of this push. This looks pretty unstoppable. 6 Marines, 2 bunkers, 2 spine crawlers. I am not sure if this is going to be enough, but he does place both of them just outside of the range of that the bunker. Actually, one is 1 hex off, so he's going to have to take that closer, even still delaying how much that is effective. 2 barracks floating back to the main, and it looks like this is going to be about all. He knows he cannot hold this bunker against 2 spine crawlers. Runs the drones up there, loses a couple more. I'm not sure if that was the best option. He kills off the hatchery, and that is huge. Microing the broodlings to kill off 1 more marine, but the second bunker even still going up, and he is hard containing right now. He's going to throw up the hatchery again, as it is not within range of any of these bunkers, and the marines can't really come out hurt that bunker because, or to kill the hatchery because they're gonna get hit by the. Sorry about that. By the spine crawlers. So it looks like this rush has been defended somewhat successfully. I mean, it's been defended, so ZweinKranich is not going to win instantaneously, and he is even still losing these Marines. The health bar on the spine crawler not decreasing enough to kill it. That was a really long way of saying it didn't die. It didn't die, so now he's going to move these guys back up into the base where there's actually creep, because I don't believe you can burrow it that close to the hatchery before it finishes. He does use actually those larvae. A lot of times you'll see players who lose hatcheries just not use the larvae, and then the larvae die when the creep recedes. But he does go ahead and use them to build drones. And right now, if we check the income tab, we do see a substantial harvester lead. What? What? How is this happening? I don't know. Seron with 24 over 17 SCVs, and that rush is just not cost effective. But we're gonna see if ZweinKranich can come out with the income lead, as he does have 2 orbitals right now. That's really going to be plenty to keep him up in the harvester count. I was really impressed to see how well Seron did take care of that early bunker play. I definitely would have died to that. My perspective is always that is just so powerful, but now he is up on 2 bases and even going down here to take a 3rd base. So 3 bases is going to be up for Seron, and we're going to see if he has enough to take care of this 2 barracks and 2 factories. So we're going to see if 2 starboards come to follow this for a 2-2-2 build after that rush was, I guess I'd say, successful for ZweinKranich to cancel the hatchery, actually killed the hatchery, and we see all these overlords watching for any sort of drop play, as that can be a follow-up to this. Also Banshee's another popular follow-up. But on Daybreak, one of the things you really want to take care of is this watchtower. If you see this, you can watch all 3 of these attack paths. There's the top path, middle path, and then the bottom path as well. So another base about to finish for Seron is taking up to Lair. Just started actually. Is on time with his injects. If we do see that Queen does have a little bit of extra energy, not morphing his larva quite yet. You don't want to morph your larva immediately because that way you don't have the ability to react. So you want to save some larva, but right now only drones coming out. If we check the income tab, the disparity, whatever you want to say, is narrowed a little bit, as we do have double orbitals producing Marines. Can't quite move out, but he does almost let those Zerglings in to their deaths, but moving out with the command center, he's going to just secure his 2nd base. Meanwhile, the 3rd base is up for Seron, is producing drones here, which I don't believe are rallied anywhere. We're going to see if he has the APM to take care of those when they hatch. Yes, he does. And so let's go ahead and check out the player cam of Seron, see what he's got going on. He's currently not moving. There we go. He is directing his drones to gas, throws down a Hydralisk den, and notices something in the mid, just as his scouting Zerglings pressured a little bit by the Hellions. The Hellions are coming up here, and we're going to see if this Hellion Marine push can do the work that the bunker rush started. So here comes in the Hellions. We do have 8 Hellions, as well as some destructible rocks there. 3 Queens out to defend us with 2 spine crawlers. This looks nearly impenetrable, but as we all know, enough Hellions can take out those Queens. They are within range of those spine crawlers, and they are doing so much damage to the Hellions. Kills off 2 Hellions, 1 Marine, 3 Hellions are currently down. Actually, that is not doing so well. It does block with the Queen, and all 3 Queens do go down. There are plenty of yellow units coming in here. The blue flame Hellions are going to get so many drone kills. The drones are running for their lives, not following with the Hellions like he probably should, and so many drones dying for Seron. This is just harassment after harassment for Seron. I'm not sure if he can hold up for this much longer, but plenty of Lings pop up and kill off all the forces from ZweinKranich up in his grill. So gets on out of there, and that is amazing defense. Warps the lair in. Actually, that's more of a morph, as he is not Protoss. And here comes the Zergling counterattack for Seron. He is running back into a dominant map position. And if we go ahead and check out the Harvesters, they are currently even. Income still favoring, well, not favoring Seron, as he does not have mules. That is the Terran's way of saying I can mine more effectively without making SCVs. So we're going to see if he can pull ahead Economically, 3 bases are up currently. If we do go ahead and check out the units lost tab, we can see pretty much equal right now, and even more resources lost, total units for Seron, or not for Seron, for ZweinKranich. So I really need to think of another name, as saying the Terran player's name too many times may just increase this awesomeness to critical mass. So we do see the Zerglings and Hydralisks just hanging out here. Is guarding for drops. The infestation pit is almost complete. Building back up his queens, as he did miss a fair amount of injects. So queens coming up at all the bases, injects going at the third, and the economy is pretty stabilized here for Seron. So good call for him. Fending off those 2 early pushes, and when you come to think about it, when your pushes fail, that is your means of harassment as the Terran player. If you leave a Zerg unharassed, they outproduce just about anything, next to some epic chrono boosts with plenty of neck size. So ZweinKranich is going to be switching up into more of a mech play currently. Actually, no, he's going for M&M. No Marauders quite yet, although he is getting out those concussive shells for when he does switch. There come 2 Marauders out, and he has plenty of siege tanks here. Going to go for a siege tank Marine Marauder medevac push, which has just about all the units you need as Terran to kill off the Zerg player. There is that nice neutral depot, making me think that that is some sort of epic overlord, invincible to damage. But currently 3 bases to 2 bases, so everything's about even when you factor in the mules. There's no 4th base coming out here from Seron. Scans to see the 3rd is up and running, and right as that scan hits, two more spine crawlers do go down there. Plenty of lings and just 3 hydralisks out right now, so 6 infestors on the way, and that is going to be the key to Seron's defense against the upcoming push. The 3rd command center, or orbital rather, is pushing out to the 3rd, getting ready to take the 3rd base for ZweinKranich. 4th should be coming up here momentarily. Needs to kill off that Automaton 2000 as far 2 goes to spreading the creep out here to what is not a very economic base to take, just 6 mineral patches, then it is very forward. You do usually, as a Zerg player, don't want to expand that far towards the Terran player, but a drop coming in here somewhat unsuccessfully, in fact very unsuccessfully, just trying to take out the Overlord, but all those Marines are going to go down. The medevac is not fast enough, goes ahead and fungals the medevac, so it is not going to get away, and those 3 infested Terrors are going to be plenty enough to kill it off unless he micros it. No! It does go down here, so I am not totally sure exactly what we are looking at right here. We see 3 base versus 3 base, so Seron definitely needs to expand. He's not expanding quite yet, and here we see the tanks and Marauders pushing out towards the middle, and I'm not sure if this is going to be quite stoppable, or quite unstoppable, as there are plenty of units out, plus so many infestors. That's 9 infestors, so mass infestor play coming out here for NEXSeron, and we're going to see how he decides to play this out. He is moving his army up here to what I would consider to be the 5th or 6th base for the Zerg player. He does go ahead and take the forward base, so he's looking to put on a lot of aggression. I'm not sure this is going to be able to stand up to this tank push. He's not expecting to see the hatchery. The tanks are on siege. Zerglings run in, and this is absolutely horrible for ZweinKranich. He totally threw away his army there. Wow, getting a little bit too excited, as we do see the Zerg player totally crushed that push. And that was some epic observing fail there. I apologize for that. But the failure is not all mine, as that push out there for ZweinKranich did just get totally crushed. And with all of this military, the Zerg player is going to be pretty unstoppable. I mean, unharassable at the moment. So 4th base is just about to finish, and that is going to get saturated. And if we go ahead and check out the units lost tab once again, we do see it swinging heavily in favor of Seron. And when you move out with Hydralisks off creep, they're not going to be able to retreat. So this is definitely an aggressive push. He throws the beach balls out to draw the fire of the siege tanks, running the infestors on top of the siege tanks to deny them getting hit. The DPS from the Hydralisk is going to be plenty to take down that bunker, and this base is going to go down. There are more siege tanks coming down for ZweinKranich. He is going to be able to defend this with some siege tanks positioned effectively on the ramp, but the damage is not done. These Hydralisks are still alive. He should probably pull out, not just waste his units like that. More Zerglings coming in. The siege tanks did unsiege, so this is horrible for ZweinKranich. He should have left his siege tanks sieged on the ramp, and now that he has unsieged them, thanks to some SCV pulls, he has managed to kill those off. But oh no! What are you doing, Seron? You're just rallying your infestors into death. Let's go ahead and burrow those to save that one with 10 hit points, probably about 5 when he actually burrowed it. So 4 bases up, 5th base on the way for NEXSeron. So we do see the 2 floating barracks. He is ZweinKranich heavily switching into the mech play. Doesn't need his barracks, so he is just going to use those as mobile scouting units. He has decided to switch totally into that mech, and we're going to see if that's actually he has 1 barracks there, 2, 3, 4 barracks just out floating around the map. So these are 1,000 hit point overlords, essentially. Move about as slow as overlords without speed, but 4th base is up and on the way. We do see a lair. The lair completed, the hive on the way, Spire almost finished, so he's going to take up 2, probably not Mutalisks, probably going to go directly for the Broodlord tech, as he does need some effective way of pushing back this mech army, and Broodlords versus mech work really well, as actually Vikings are just now starting to be produced, so ZweinKranich is doing a good job in reading this, but we do see a Hydralisk drop, and Hydra drops first popularized by the God of War, by July Zerg, as really high DPS drops. They get a lot done really, really quickly. So we're going to see if Kranich can go ahead and check this out. I'm not sure which one of those is the clan tag, if that is a clan tag at all, but here we have the Ride of the Overlords, and so many units coming out here for Seron. Just going to go ahead and fend off that drop that I did not see coming. So much action going on all the way around the map, and if I was a good Terran player, I'd be dropping over here, sniping the Greater Spire, yeah, going straight to Greater Spire, so ignoring the Mutatech, and just going to go ahead and hit up those Broodlords and Corruptors. But here we see the Hydra drop dropping all over the upgrade facilities, going to be able to snipe that armor level 1 from the armory if it does get cancelled. Is it going to get cancelled? No, he's ignoring the buildings, he's going straight for the SCVs, which do go ahead and evacuate out of there, dropping the creep from the Overlord. Very smart to allow the Hydralisk a lot faster movement. Setting up some siege tanks there to defend against this, and this is going to pull the entire Terran army back into the base, and if he so chooses, he can just load up and pull back. Doesn't need to go ahead and move these Overlords out, so it does represent a large amount of his supply. All those Overlords will go down eventually to those Vikings, and I'm not sure if that was worth it. It does. The key thing is that it does reveal that A, there are Vikings out, and B, it repositions the mech army for the Terran player. These barracks doing a really good job giving map vision to ZweinKranich, and man, I gotta slow this thing down, but ZweinKranich disagrees. He is sending all of his Hellions up here, kills off all the Zerglings currently. We're gonna see 1 Broodlord on the way, and this Hellion push does get 1 fungal off on the Hellions, but that is not going to be enough. Lands the Vikings even, and this is going to be a pretty nasty push, as those Hellions are all the way on top of those Infestors, and only 4 left for Seron here initially, and this hatchery is going to go down. We're going to see if he scans to pick off the drones. No, those drones are incognito right there. They are not going to die. Pushing in to the 3rd base is ZweinKranich. Gonna see if he can deal with these Zerglings. Zerglings are going to kill off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those Hellions are going to go down. It needs to siege these siege tanks to go ahead and take out those spine crawlers effectively. But if we do go ahead and check out the rest of the action, this siege line with that Thor are going to be besieged by the Broodlords. They are coming in here, going to take care of this, and I'm just so impressed with Seron's play, able to deal with so many of these multi-pronged harassments. The siege tanks unsieged here, just A moving into this space, needs to go ahead and burrow these drones, maybe, unless he thinks he can't take care of this, and he can! He sends in the Zergling, sends in the Broodlords, and these Broodlords just absolutely doing work. If we go ahead and we see 3 more starports on the way, if we can go ahead and find those real fast. There they are, building. Gonna go ahead and either switch heavily into Sky Terran or just desperately needs out that Viking count, as this Broodlord Corruptor just totally destroyed this push that was absolutely killing off everything. Killed 1 base, 2 bases, and almost took down the 3rd. It does survive with 487 health. Another base going up here for NEXSeron. And even expanding to what would be the Terran's natural 5th base. He already has this one equipped with a planetary fortress, and is going to probably be muling that to get rid of it first, as that is not a very SCV-friendly position. Closest base to the Zerg player, and even Seron taking care of yet another push that almost killed that hatchery. Apologies for missing that one, but here come the Broodlords. There is already a sizable Viking count, up to 7 Vikings, so not a whole lot to deal with those besides... well, there are no more Hydralisks, so he just did the Hydras for the Hydra drop tech and is switching over into Ling Broodlord. And this sounds a lot like Orbs casting, so let me go ahead and fix this real fast by pointing out that there are Broodlings coming out of the Broodlords. You guys didn't know that. I actually said I was going to stop casting like orbs, so we need to fix that as fast as possible. A great fungal growth all over the Vikings, and those Vikings are going to go down without harassing the Broodlords at all. They're just going to trade Vikings with the Corruptors, but as those Corruptors are already dead, no needs to move back the Infestors. One does go down, and the Vikings are currently chasing back the Broodlords, but the only things running in there are a ton of dead Zerglings, Blue Flame Hellions. That's going to be the third evolution of the Hellion after Blue Flame. Just kidding. Needs to move up these Corruptors. Not sure why they were just sitting there, and pwahaha. Thinks this game is way too epic. Let's go ahead and follow these Corruptors. I don't know if you guys have checked out this logo for the Corruptor, but down here, that thing is freaking beastly. They're going to be able to ride in here, take out so many of these Vikings, and crucially, that is keeping the Viking count low and off of the Broodlords. And thanks to that corruption ability, that is going to be able to take out all of those Vikings. More Vikings on the way. If we check the production tab, nothing but Vikings coming out. And Seron really needs to keep up on his macro, except that they are on even supply. So go ahead and switching up to Mutatech for some more mobile harassment, and also to take care of these pushes. Mutalisks and Zerglings killing off those Hellions, and the tank's going to get it deaded too. So that is not very effective. Oh my goodness, BM landing that barracks there to block the hatchery location. Probably is going to expand there next, as he is running low on bases. He even lost his front one to that push that I was completely oblivious to. But we are going to see more harassment over here. Actually, that is not harassment. That is a Terran orbital command, actually command center, trying to expand there. But uh-oh, turns out, surprises, there is a base there for Seron, who has taken that ahead of time. Moving the Viking back, I'm not sure what that guy is there. You gotta know, as a Viking pilot, that's a little bit of an unhappy position to be in. Both of those Vikings are going to go down immediately. If we go ahead and check the mini-map, we do see the Queen ushering this barracks away. Apparently Queens cannot catch barracks, as those must be faster than Overlords. One Hellion coming out there. It must have been a missed rally point, because those Broodlords will not have anything to do with that. We're going to see if there are any more drops coming in. No. Checking the drops. Drop locations, they are null and void, and these Hellions sent up there to kill the drones. No drones there, just dead Hellions, and apparently Chuck Testa as well. We're going to see if these Mutalisks, yeah, going to be able to take out all of those SCVs. They're actually just attacking the planetary fortress, not the best option, but so many Mutalisks out for Seron, and his macro is absolutely beastly. Going to go ahead and take out this planetary fortress, and TT coming from ZweinKranich, crying about the imbalance of Zerg versus Terran apparently, and goes ahead and leaves the game after just not being up on his macro. 30 more Zerglings on the way, and yeah, just an absolutely amazing game from NEXSeron. So if you want to go ahead and follow him on Twitter, he is at NEXSeron. I'll go ahead and put a link to that in the description. Make sure to go check him out, check me out more, like, subscribe, whatever you guys want to do, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching, guys. GG.